It is time to roll out the Week 8 Dave Campbell's Texas Football Associated Press Texas High School Football Rankings. Of course, here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football, we have the Texas High School Football Rankings of record across the state of Texas from 6A down to private school, 6-man. We do the rankings for the Associated Press, have since 2019, and we are very excited to roll out the Week 8 Dave Campbell's Texas Football Associated Press Texas High School Football Rankings. A lot of words to go to a graphic. The Class 6A rankings is where we will start. You will notice there's not a ton of change. The biggest change happens at the top, where you will see Duncanville remains the number 1 team in the state. DeSoto drops from number 4 to number 7 with their loss to Duncanville. As a result, you have a new number 4 team in the state, the Atascocita Eagles. South Lake Carroll nudges up to number 5 ahead of their big game against unbeaten Justin Northwest. And Lake Travis moves up to number 6. Everything else entirely chalky. Number 8 through 25 entirely unchanged. All winners this week. And so your top 5, Duncanville, North Shore, North Crowley, Atascocita, and South Lake Carroll. To 5A we go. 5A, a little bit of change here, specifically 5A Division I because of Denton Ryan's win over Richland. That drops Richland from number 5 to number 10. They hang on to a spot, but as a result, everyone else nudges up a spot. Highland Park now a top 5 team. They're at number 5. College Station up to 6. San Antonio Piper up to 7. Undefeated Galveston Ball up to 8. And Lufkin, despite being idle, nudges up to number 9. Top 3 remain unchanged. Aledo, Frisco Lone Star, and A&M Consolidated. 5A Division II, pretty similar. Top 9, there's no change. Everyone was a winner that week, but there is a churn. Once again, I'll tell you, the number 10 spot in 5A Division II is cursed. It feels like the past 4 weeks we've churned one out. Montgomery loses this week for the first time. They drop out of the rankings and into their spot. The Brenham Cubs, who will get a big test this week against Brian Rutter, undefeated Brian Rutter. That is a big-time game, but your top 5 remains unchanged. Port Neches, Groves, South Oak Cliff, Alamo Heights, Texas High, and Argyle are your top 5. To 4A we go. 4A Division I, where a couple of notable moves. Kilgore dominates Tyler Chapel Hill, 42-7. As a result, Chapel Hill drops out of the 4A Division I rankings, and Kilgore moves in at number 8. El Campo nudges up to number 5. Canyon Randall up to number 6. San Antonio Davenport up to number 7. Longview Pine Tree remains the same at number 9. They were idle this past week. Sulphur Springs loses their game to Salina. They drop out of the rankings. And in their place, the Black Cats of Bay City back into the rankings at number 10, which could set up a matchup of state-ranked El Campo and Bay City coming down the pike. Keep an eye on that.
They got to get through Sinton first.
Do have to get through Sinton. 4A Division II. 4A Division II, entirely unchanged. Top 10 undefeated. They go 9-0 this week. Really not even all that many close calls. The closest game was West Orange Stark came back against Jasper. That was a whale of a ball game. But West Orange Stark is now 5-1. They remain the number 10 team in the state. Top 5 remain unchanged. Carthage, Brock, Gilmer, Sinton, and Seminole. To 3A we go. 3A Division I. Pottsboro crashes out of the rankings with their kind of head-scratching loss to Palmer. They drop out of the rankings. As a result, Jefferson nudges up to number 7. Goliad nudges up to number 8. They finally got out of that number 9 spot. I feel like Goliad's been number 9 for like 7 weeks. Liberty Ilo nudges up to number 9 in the rankings. And back into the rankings at number 10, the Red Raiders of Winsboro into the rankings with a 70-7 win over Eustis. They are the number 10 team in the state. Top 5 remain unchanged in 3A Division I. Columbus, Malakoff, Bushland, Edna, and Hitchcock. 3A Division II got a little bit of a facelift, specifically because of one result, as Wichita Falls City View scores a big win over Jacksboro, 28-21. They nudge up to number 7. Grand Saline moves from number 10 to number 8 with their dominating win over Edgewood. Newton gets a win over Woodville to vault back into the rankings there at number 9. Jacksboro drops from number 6 to number 10 with their close loss to state-ranked City View. Top 5 remains unchanged in 3A Division II. Gunner, East Bernard, Poth, Lexington, and New Diana. To 2A we go. 2A Division I, the only change is at the bottom, where Beckville loses this week. They crash out of the rankings, and as a result, everyone kind of nudges up a spot. Honeygrove up to number 6, Panhandle up to number 7, Mason up to number 8. Hamilton remains the same at number 10 as they survive a scare from the Coleman Blue Cats. But new to the rankings, the 6-0 Eagles of Corsicana Mildred. They are 6-0 with a win over Frankston. As a result, they're state ranked for the first time. Top 5 remains unchanged. Stanford, Refugio, Ganado, Sunray, and Hawley, all winners this week. 2A Division II got a little bit of a facelift, specifically because of Groover's spectacular win over Stratford. As a result, Groover vaults from number 2 all the way up, or number 10, all the way up to number 5. Stratford drops from number 2 to number 6 with their loss. They are now 3-3 on the year. All good losses, but they dropped to number 6. Collinsville vaults Munster to grab the number 2 spot in the rankings. Albany moves up a spot to number 5, and then Windthorst up a spot to number 6. Wink up a spot to number 7. Ropes down a spot to number 9, and Shiner down a spot to number 10 to make room for Groover making their big move. Mart remains the number 1 team, but your top 5 now in 2A Division II. Mart, Collinsville, Munster, Albany, and Groover are your top 5. To 6-man football we go, where if you're looking for some change, I got some bad news for you. 1A Division I entirely unchanged. The teams go a combined 7-0. Everyone's a winner. Top 5 remains unchanged. Gordon, Abbott, Whiteface, May, and Buena Vista all unbeaten. 1A Division II, only one small move, as that is Miami loses to Jonesboro. They crash out of the rankings. As a result, Iredell moves up to number 7. Strawn moves up to number 8. Amherst up to number 9. And new to the rankings, the unbeaten Blanket Tigers at 6-0-1 on the year. They are now the number 10 team in Dave Campbell's Texas football. Your top 5 teams remain unchanged. Jayton, Richland Springs, Oglesby, Motley County, and Benjamin. To the private school ranks we go. Nothing to see here. Everyone was a winner this week, including Argyle Liberty Christian's thrilling win over Plano Prestonwood. They remain number 2. Top 5 and 11-man is San Antonio Holy Cross. Huge game this week against Dallas First Baptist, who's number 3. Fort Worth All Saints and Houston Kincaid. And in the 6-man ranks, again, nothing to see here. Everyone was a winner or they were idle. Your top 5, Houston Emory Weiner, Pasadena First Baptist, Fredericksburg Heritage, Corpus Christi Annapolis, and the Stars of Wichita Christian. So there you have it. Your Week 8 Dave Campbell's Texas Football Associated Press Texas High School Football Rankings. You can find all the rankings at texasfootball.com/rankings. And, of course, if you have complaints, I believe, should we give out Brooke's email?
That seems like a bad idea.
File your complaints with your local congressman. texasfootball.com/rankings.